What's up, guys? This is Legend, and today we're going to talk about stocks, cryptos, and energy sectors. Stay tuned.
Testing. 1 million, 2 million. Okay. Testing. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. That's working. Okay. Testing. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Well, you always hear that anyway.
Thanks, guys, for hitting that sub button. Alright, so I'm going to break down this sweet and short of information I collected. Alright, so we have the gross product Thursday, 8:30 in the morning. Make sure you're watching that because that will be a market mover. Also, coming up Friday, 8:30 in the morning, we have a core C PCI data coming out. Now, remember, with this is a market mover also. You really need to pay attention to these. If you have not been trading with these lately, if you're a new trader, example, these core CPI data reports, they come out every once in a month, and you need to keep up on these. These can change the market just in a snap of your fingers. So make sure you keep up with this. Book it on your calendars. For the rest of the week, Wednesday, we have Meta. Okay. And Thursday, we have Apple and Amazon. Now, these are the three that you need to focus on. These are market movers also. Meta has a really bad history so far throughout the year without, turning out bad earnings. So Meta, that's not really my main focus, but the main focus for me, because I'm a shorter, SQQQ, I am looking out for Apple because Apple and Amazon, like, let's say both of them do good, right? Yeah, you're talking about a really good big jump in the market the next day, probably too, because the futures are going to be up so high. Now, let's say, because Amazon hasn't really been doing that good. Let's say Amazon, doesn't do good and Apple does good. You probably will be going sideways. But honestly, you need to watch out for these two this week. Guys, I cannot stress enough. Now listen, November the 2nd and November the 3rd is probably the most important days that are coming up. Listen, November 2nd, we get a FOMC meeting. If that comes in at 0.75 basis point, the market is going to flop. We also got 777 earnings that day. That's the second biggest day. The third biggest day is November 3rd. Now listen, if these 2 days are bad and the FOMC meeting is bad, expect the market to take a huge, huge hit. We have a 98.2%, if I can see that correct, of 0.75 basis points. On the side note, Alphabet misses on top and bottom line as YouTube and revenue drops in the third quarter. Also, here's a screenshot if you want to pause the video. Here's the earnings per share, revenue, and the YouTube and Google and traffic. Here's also Microsoft's earnings and revenue, if you want to pause that. All right, my favorite time, charts. SP 500 daily. Now listen, we're coming up a major resistance right here, okay? Right here, we're hitting the line. Now listen, if we hit this and we bounce, expect to go lower. Now we couldn't, we maybe won't go really low. We might go really low or maybe not. It really depends on November the 2nd and 3rd, this coming week, and earnings too. Remember, earnings can pump a market like June lows. But like I said, if we come down right here and then we take a bounce, we'll get some relief and then we'll hopefully find a bottom and then we can come up. Now, we are getting close to the bottom. If you're a shorter, you need to be very, very careful. I can't stress enough about it. And also, you don't want to miss the bottom. There's a lot of people out there that are scared right now saying the bottom was in, the bottom was in. Honestly, history doesn't lie. We still have some room to go. If the bottom is in, don't be scared. We still have a lot of upside. Here's a less aggressive scenario. you know, say we do just come out, you know, trading sideways, and then, you know, we find a bottom, you know, that's the whole point, is to find a bottom. And now if we find a bottom and we start to, you know, to get, you know, a relief rally, you know, if we do get out of this bear market, this is the time to buy. Stocks are going to be so cheap that you cannot miss these. Like I said, if November is bad, right here, this could drop hard, just like the SP 500. You know, they correlate with each other almost. You know, if you don't know that as a new trader, you need to pull up the 1 minute time and the Qs and the SP 500 and watch them. They correlate most of the time. Now, some go lower, some go higher. You know, the Dow is completely different, usually, mostly, every time actually. But listen, you know, if we take a drop, everything's going to take a hit. We are coming to major resistance right here. Now, if this does play out to major resistance and we do take it, you know, a fifth leg lower, or we do take it, you know, another leg lower, it may not be so bad, but it could be bad. It really is going to come down to, you know, Thursday earnings with, you know, Apple and etc. You know, it's really hard to tell where this market's going to go, especially with earnings. If you were here last June's, you know, June lows, you know, we were at June lows, and then within 4 days, we were at, you know, new highs that most people wouldn't even know we were going to hit. Now, if we do come down and break even right here, you know, if we do bounce, expect to go up and go up. You know, that's where, if we do hit this bottom right here and we do bounce and we say we get halfway, you know, halfway up right here, people are going to start buying in heavily. Why? Mostly because people are going to think that we bottomed in. And a lot of people aren't going to take the risk of missing the bottom, because that's what a lot of people are betting on right now, especially long-term traders. They're trying to get those stocks cheap. And if they think the bottom is in, yeah, they're going to be dumping some serious cash. Here are some charts that we're most correlated with. Yeah, this is the scary one, 2007. We are so correlated to it, it's not even funny. I think it was at 91% correlation. Now listen, don't get scared. Don't think, oh, 2008 crash. This is just a guess still. You know, you have to be open-minded as a trader. You can't take things in and say, oh, this is what's going to happen. Because trust me, you'll lose more than half the time. But just stay open-minded that, you know, we're at 91% correlation of 2008. At Q3 today, we were at 60% beat rate. And, sorry, 254 beats, and then 118 misses. Did anyone see this today? Clean energy and solar. Top two. That is nuts. Congrats if you got one of those trades today. If you were trading solar, I bet you were so happy today. And like I said, you have to be open mind. So listen, say if we do have a 2008, right? You know, then if we go back in history with, you know, 2006, you know, we're just correlated, you know, to this year. And in that year we had a drop off, right? Well, say if we don't, and the VIX does go up, and we do get the 2008, you know, if we do get a high VIX, what I'm saying is we're getting close to a bottom, and that's what I'm really looking for. If we do get a high VIX in this couple weeks, I'm probably going to buy whatever I can to hold out, because, you know, we have midterms coming up. Midterms will always pump the market. You don't know when, but it does. Right now in bonds, we have a left shoulder and a right shoulder. We're coming down here to support. Now we're either going to bounce or we're going to drop. You need to pay attention to this, because this is what's going to tell you what's going to happen throughout the week. If you don't know what bonds are, check my channel. I have a video describing how bonds affect the market. Look at this. TLT hitting support right here. Now listen, a lot of people are betting money that we're going to hit support. We have a lot of buying pressure right here with TLT. And, you know, TLT, it shows a lot what the market's going to do too. You know, if you don't know what TLT does with the market as a new trader, dig into it. I highly, highly suggest having TLT on your watch list. Dollar crash today. We found support, a lot of buying pressure. Now, what I would like to see with the dollar is I would like to see a bounce. And then if we are going to go up in the market, we're either going to get another drop. But listen, if we don't, you know, I could see, you know, the dollar exploding. You know, say if the bottom is going to come in, right? And we are going to take another dip hard. Like, say, earnings is bad Thursday with Apple and the dollar gets hit, you know, the dollar, you know, expected at 113, 114. Keep an eye out for that. If you trade oil, we're still going sideways. We keep on hitting this resistance right here, and we keep on bouncing just like that. So what I would like to see with oil, you know, a lot of people are bearish. Some people think it's going to drop off to the no man's land, probably down to 65. Honestly, I trade oil, and I see oil going up. With OPEC cutting $2 million barrels a day, yeah, it is not going to look good for the holidays. I really do see in it probably making a huge leg up to $100 a barrel very, very, very soon. Apple is skyrocketing. I am expecting a pullback, and if the market does keep on pumping, I expect, you know, Apple to probably run up to 160. You know, if we do get a bear case scenario, you know, it could drop down to 140 and probably look for an area of support. There is major buying pressure at 136, so if it does drop down to 136, you know, expect it to probably hold. Honestly, that's a huge buying area. A lot of volume coming in on the Dow. A lot of people are still expecting it to run up to 3200-ish area. Now, like, let's say it does, right? You know, look at where it's been hitting, right? You know, it's been getting rejected off of that line right there. A lot of selling pressure when it hits it. You know, if it does come up, like say we do rally, right? And the market does pump and we start getting close to that line right there, you need to pay attention. Now, that's what makes or breaks new traders, is when they can't see these lines right here. You know, if you do place a line, remember it needs to be at a 45-degree angle to be a legit line, you know, like support or buying pressure or resistance, you know. But remember, pay attention. If the Dow does reach up there, you know, expect rejection. US 500, we hit the gap. We filled it, and now we had a bad earnings. That's why we're down in the futures. I think right now we're down 100 points in the future. But honestly, you know, if we do get a lot of buying pressure, you know, we could run up to, you know, 3,900, 3,800. That is a possible. But we're going to have to break those red boxes. We need to break out of those. If we break out of those, we're going to still run up there and make new highs. But it's going to come down to, you know, earnings. You know, if earnings keeps on going bad, you know, it's not going to be good. You know, expect new lows or maybe a lot of buying pressure around, you know, 3,600. Now remember, you need to pay attention. Like, let's say we do run up to 4,100, you know, that's going to be a lot of selling pressure right there. A lot of people are going to look into getting into shorts, you know, SQQQ, you know, just even, you know, plain out options. So make sure if we do run up and make new highs almost, that you pay attention to the rejection zone. If we get rejected there and you don't pay attention to that, it's not my fault. But any new trader, we have a Discord. If you would like to join our Discord, Discord is in the link. We have a link in the description. Sorry, I've been painting all day at our new house. But we have a Discord. If you would like to join the Discord, it's absolutely free. We do post charts. I do keep everyone dated. We post our videos. We help out new traders. We have a chat. It's pretty fun. We have 2 YouTubers in here. We do live streams. Also, we have a broadcast. If anybody would like to join, that'd be great. Thanks, guys. Legend, hit that button. See you guys next day.